Alrighty everyone, welcome back. It is now January 21st of 2024, and things are already beginning to get very complex for Disney and all of their divisions when it comes to the biggest one of all that's suffering this year is Marvel Studios. Apart from Lucasfilm, Marvel Studios has been going under a lot of fire lately due to the Marvel's box office disaster, everything that has happened with the finale of the Echo series, and what's about to happen by this fall with the Agatha show. That's going to pretty much fall into the same exact fate as Bob Iger confirmed, that they're going to be throwing a lot of agenda-driven nonsense into that series as well. Now, we know that Deadpool 3 is their only hope to gain a decent profit in the movie theaters because, let's face it, this is going to be the only Marvel MCU film, so to speak, to arrive in theaters this year. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new and like this video to see future updates. You can also follow me at Mike01. I thank you all so very much for the great and kind support. So one thing about Ryan Reynolds is that we know that he has been endlessly defending this movie through and through to not only make things right for the cast and the crew, but also for the fans that have been really wanting a proper treatment of this duo, right? This team up of both Wolverine and Deadpool, you know, dealing with the multiverse and dealing with different aspects of the Marvel timeline. And we know that the third act by Disney, that's being shoehorned by those like Bob Iger and the rest high up at the company, has really been pushing a lot of their nonsense into this film, and this is creating a lot of pushback by the cast and the crew, especially writers Rhett, Reese, Paul Wernick, director Sean Levy, as well as Ryan Reynolds, who is co-writing elements of this. Now, on top of that, with the Deadpool 3 drama still happening between the creators and the Disney higher-ups, as they are actively rushing to finish filming the third act in time, one major development has to do with Ryan Reynolds and the firing situation of the X-Men cast, and more. One major development that was recently finalized was that the main reason why Ryan Reynolds got his way to get permission to fire the new cast of the all-female-led X-Men characters that were going to be introduced by Disney during a series of pickup shots and reshoots that are planned to begin by this April, ahead of its July release, is that Ryan gave Disney a serious ultimatum that he would be willing to not appear at the world premiere of Deadpool 3 to promote all of it. This warning, of course, so to speak, is what made Disney cave into Ryan's demand to hold more creative power over the third act of the film to prevent the all-female-led X-Men characters from a different universe, embarrassing the classic X-Men characters in a scene in a specific fight sequence that was forced to be written by Disney to writers Rhett, Reese, and Paul Wernick. In addition to this, Ryan also made it final that he will no longer be appearing on Disney-run shows to promote the third Deadpool film, much like Hugh Jackman did. Ryan is now no longer going to appear on The View, Jimmy Kimmel Live, and Good Morning America to promote the film, all of which were described to be Bob Iger's push to market this film on Disney-run programs for Disney fans, and especially on all of ABC Together, which Ryan is now officially stepping back from. Just weeks ago, Ryan had made a warning of not involving himself in all of that. The final push for Ryan was when Hugh Jackman decided to back down from those shows that completely broke their skits that they were going to do on the programs as both Deadpool and Wolverine for pre-shot sequences to appear on those shows. Disney is said to, of course, to actually view this as a big hit to their marketing, and they are overwhelmingly frustrated with Ryan Reynolds. However, reportedly, had no choice but to fall into some of his demands to reason with him. As of now, the entire X-Men cast from a new universe has been deleted from the script of the film and will no longer be filmed for the late March into early April scenes. To make matters even worse for Disney, and rightfully so, is that Ryan is also already backing off of many other interviews with major Hollywood trades that are affiliated and organized by Disney. One of the big ones was Variety, as Disney was making a deal with Variety to do a one-on-one video with Reynolds as Deadpool in costume. However, Ryan is also backing away from this as well and will be sticking to a more traditional format. This all comes in the wake of Wolverine's best scenes for Act 1 getting deleted that really set things off for Ryan Reynolds and the rest of the writing team, including director Sean Levy. Now guys, to really get specific here before I move on, the main problem that Ryan had with Disney with Act 1 of Deadpool 3 was how Disney deleted scenes that involved Hugh Jackman as Wolverine engaging in many different wars in his life, like World War II, Vietnam, and among others, just for examples there. So that really was going to set the tone. Disney felt it was way too violent based on what was shot and based on what the director, Shawn Levy, and the editors had planned to do in post-production with all the CGI work and everything getting enhanced digitally, so to speak. So we know that this movie really is something that Ryan Reynolds is trying to defend through and through, and he's doing everything that he can to really put Disney in a corner, to really make them bow down to him and accept specific demands and requests about the third act, the first act, etc., etc. And look, I'm glad that they have allowed Ryan to fire the cast of the all-female-led X-Men characters that actually came from an agenda-driven route by Disney. It was not going to work. The fact that Disney wanted to use those characters to embarrass the classic X-Men characters in a fight scene goes to show you how extreme they really are and how they really are going out of their way to anger loyal Marvel fans that have been loyal to the comics and to many of the movies over the years. So, moving onwards, alright, this is where things get more intense, is that this marks the third major decision by Disney that they caved to because of Ryan Reynolds with the agenda-driven version of the X-Men, which were dubbed as the X-Women, were completely cancelled from this movie. Disney's plan was to expand one of Mystique's dialogue from X-Men Dark Phoenix, where Jennifer Lawrence talks about how they should be called the X-Women, and wanted to have an all-female-led X-Women team to fight the classic X-Men characters just before the credits would roll. Rehearsal footage was filmed, and Ryan convinced Disney, after his ultimatums, to lock up the rehearsal footage forever. So that's another part of the cringeworthy dialogue that Ryan Reynolds did not want to deal with, and he knew it would really make fans angry, is how the all-female-led X-Men group was going to have dialogue where they are begging to be called the X-Women, similar to what Mystique, aka, portrayed by Jennifer Lawrence in Dark Phoenix, said to Professor X, right? She's like, oh, you might as well call us the X-Women. And that was one moment in that film that set things off with the fans, right? It's obvious that it was a big jab toward the audience, it was a big jab by the studio heads, and it really just couldn't be any more clear than that. So this scenario, once again, Disney falling into a box where they could not escape, and Ryan Reynolds really put them in that situation. He's no longer doing those terrible ABC programs, those terrible Disney-run programs, right? Especially The View. I mean, who even watches The View? Why in the world are they even promoting Deadpool 3 on that program is beyond me, but I'm glad that Ryan backed out of that as well. So overall, guys, drop a comment below, fill me in below in the comments what you all have to say about this, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, and I will catch you guys later.